My name is Flash Isaac, and I am a teacher from the future. I just came back in time to introduce you to mathematics. In this class, we shall be looking at the basics of mathematics. I know you think mathematics is boring, difficult, or only for very intelligent students. No, I am here to prove you wrong today and prepare you to fall in love with mathematics. In fact, the first thing I would love to say is congratulations, because after this class and the full mathematics class, your story is going to change when it comes to mathematics. Growing up, I hear people say mathematics is difficult. In fact, in my period of teaching, I've seen a lot of persons complain that mathematics is difficult, I hate mathematics, and after a series of lectures, they come back to me and say, wow, mathematics is really not difficult. What is actually the problem? Which I want to ask today. What is actually the problem? Or which I want to tell you today. Now, even without knowing mathematics, without solving a lot of mathematics, they try to put that mindset in me. Mathematics is too difficult, it's too boring. And a lot of persons, even watching the video, there is a chance that 90% of you or 95% are just learning mathematics to pass exams. Let me just pass and get out. After all, what do I need the mathematics for? What do I need S for? What do I need Y for? Let me prove you wrong again. Mathematics is all around you. In fact, you have been solving mathematics. You have been living in the world of mathematics from when you were young till now. Once again, let me tell you that you are already good at mathematics. Now, from sharing food among your friends, sharing pizza. If you have pizza and there are 8 pieces in that pizza, and you have to share it among 4 friends, you say, okay, this is 8 pizza, we are 4. So what do? Let's take it 2-2. Doing that, nothing is going to remain. You see, that is mathematics. The truth is, many persons are used to day-to-day mathematics and real-life calculations, but when it comes to mathematics, as an academic field of study, it becomes so difficult. This is because they fail to translate their day-to-day understanding, their real-life understanding of mathematics to the academic field. And in my teachings of mathematics throughout, I will relate it with how it affects you or how you use it, how it is important to you, how it's going to benefit you, or how you already know the topic. With that, mathematics is going to be very, very interesting for you. So, mathematics in essence can be defined as the study of numbers, of shapes, of quantities, and what have you. That is what mathematics studies. The science of numbers, of measurements, of shapes, of quantities. And a large part of mathematics requires your logical reasoning to know or to manipulate or to work with numbers, to work with quantities, to work with measurements, and a whole lot of every other variables that come in. Mathematics has been all over the years. And to fall in love with mathematics, you need to engage in constant practice. Practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the more you are good at mathematics. And the more you practice any subject at all, and you ask questions, and you apply, you learn, and you watch videos like this, within a while, you will get used to a lot of things. When you study once and it's difficult, do not leave that topic and say, no, I don't understand. Things first get difficult before they become easy. First time is usually difficult for everything. Same applies to mathematics. So study for a long period of time, like after a month, 2 months, learn something for 3 months. So it will take time for you to get used to it. Don't give up too early. It is like habit. If you have a bad habit, like eating off cover of your pen or anger, any habit you think you have, bad habit, if you try to leave that habit, in the first few days, it's usually extremely difficult. So difficult to leave. You know, you leave, you go back, you leave. Sometimes you can't leave. You say, no, 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 I can't leave this habit. Some of you know different habits you have. Some in the secret, which I don't want to mention. So you see, it's difficult for you to leave that habit. Same thing. You already do not like mathematics, or you don't like many topics in mathematics. Now, trying to learn that, you are cultivating a habit. So the same way it is difficult to break out from a habit, same way it is difficult to learn a habit. But when you persevere, you push, after a while, you will cultivate that habit and you'll be very happy. But by the time you give up so early, you just feel, no, I can't do it. So that becomes detrimental. Now, let's see basic operations. Basic operations in mathematics. Operations. Of course, the first that comes to mind is addition. Addition. Addition means to add, or you say plus, or you say to increase. If I give you a number 2, then I give you another number 1, and I say, how many numbers do you have now? You look at it. You gave me 2, you gave me 1. Then you count everything. Let me add something here. Okay, I gave you this, and I gave you 1. I ask you, how many numbers do you have now? Or how many do you have now of whatever I have given to you? So numbers can be marker, it can be phones, it can be bread, it can be spoon, it can be pen, it can be anything. So numbers in mathematics can represent to anything at all. You have 2 cars parked in the compound. Then you hear another horn, boom, 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 boom. Another car joins. Then your dad tells you or your friend, how many cars do we have in the compound now? You look at it, okay, 1, 2, 3. What are you doing? You are summing everything together. So addition also means to sum, and the symbol is plus. So if you have 2 plus 1, what is that? This is 3. In this class, I assume that you already know how to count 1, 2, 3 to 100 and ABC to Z. If you don't, okay, let me display to you numbers 1 to 100 and alphabets A to Z. 2 represents 2 things. The smallest number, okay, we really don't know the smallest number. We really don't know the biggest number because this is a number line. Here is 0. So 0 is not the first or the beginning of numbers. 0 is the middle of every number. 0 is the center, the middle of every number that you have. So if you are in 0, you now decide, okay, should I move this way or should I move backward? If you are moving here, you are going towards negative. If you are moving here, you are going towards positive. We have positive numbers and we have negative numbers. So if here is 1 and here is 2, and here, equivalent of here will simply be, here will be -1, here will be -2. So you have as much numbers as you have here, same as the much number as you have here. I think the largest number that is possible is called, that should be Google Place. Yeah, Google or Google Place. That is the biggest number. Those are very, very large numbers. But in mathematics or solving, we will say that since we cannot see to the end, we say, okay, infinity, positive infinity. We say, yeah, this is negative infinity. So that is the concept of numbers for you. Subtracting numbers, subtraction is to remove. If I give you 3 like this, then I distract you. Young John, Alpha, fine boy. Yeah. You look again, yeah. This is 2. You look, I had 3. So, how come only 2 is remaining? What has happened? You tell yourself, no, something has been removed. This is reduction. Someone removed this. But how many did the person remove? The person removed 1. So this is what we call subtraction, or to minus, or to remove, or to subtract. And this is how to represent it, minus. So minus 1. So if I say 3 minus 1, it means I had 3, then 1 got removed. And this will give you 2. Now, of course, if I say 3 plus 3, that is 6. 1 plus 4 is 5. Then if I say 4 minus 2, that is 2. 10 minus 1, that is 9. So long you know number 1 to 100, you can combine them and know when to add, when to subtract. So adding 2 numbers or 3 are really not so difficult. Because here, if I say 1, if I say 1 plus 2 plus 3, this is the same thing as 1 plus 2 is 3. Then the 3 here plus 3, that is 6. You can add as many numbers as possible. It is the same way you gradually increment or increase it. You can also subtract as many as possible. If I say 3 minus 1 minus 1, this is 3 minus 1, that is 2, right? 2 minus 1, that is 1. Now, there are ways we package all these operations with giving us brackets, powers, and making them so big. Now, when it gets to that level, we no longer do basic plus and minus. We apply certain rules because you need to know the one you need to subtract, or whether to multiply first, or whether to divide first. So that is where later we introduce something like board mass or peg mass to carry out all these operations. We know, okay, this is what to do, because in life you need to follow rules. We don't just do things anyhow. So mathematics follows rules and patterns. Once again, the rules are not difficult. If all I've taught you so far are easy for you, then no topic I will teach you in mathematics that will be difficult for you. Now, dealing with this, can we say good? Now we are good at addition and subtraction? No. Because look at this. If I have 2 plus 1, this is 2 plus 1, there is something they are not telling you. It is because this 1 is at the back of 2. It's the reason we introduce this plus, to know the sign. So every sign you see in numbers, they are actually connected, or they belong to the number in front of them. This is what I am saying. If I say 3 plus 2 plus 1, right? This plus is plus 2. This plus is affecting this 1. So here we have plus 2, we have plus 1. So this 3, what is now the symbol? The symbol or sign of every number is in front of it. If it is a first number and there is no sign or symbol in front of it, it simply means it is a positive number. So this is the same thing as plus 3, plus 2, and plus 1. Similarly, if I give you 3 minus 2 minus 1, like this is minus 1. The minus is affecting this one, everything here. Then the minus in front of these 2, this is minus 2. We have minus 2. Then we are left with 3. So what is this 3 carrying? Since no sign in front of 3 at all, it is a positive sign. It is plus. So this is the same thing as plus 3. Meaning here, we have plus 3, we have minus 2, and we have minus 1. So when you look at all of this, then you begin to ask yourself a question. What if in the situation where I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what is minus 2 plus 1? Or I say, what is 2 minus 3? Or I say, what is minus 2 plus 3? minus 5. Now, this is where you begin to bring some understanding. This is where you begin to get open-minded. To solve these kind of things, there is something I usually tell my students. You know, I told you applying mathematics to real life situations, how it affects in real life, so that you know, wow, okay, this is it and that is it. So you don't just cram or pack so many burden. If you are at home, you are broke, you meet your friend, please, John or Joy, borrow me 1 naira, please, I need money. And Joy borrows you or lends you 1 naira or 1, O-N-E, 1. John leaves you. Now, if somebody asks you, do you have money? What would you say? If you say yes, that is lie. Because that money given to you is not your money. You don't have money. In fact, you are owing money. And that is negative. Just like what we refer to as net worth. The net worth you see, if I ask you what is your net worth? Net worth is your asset minus liabilities. If you have a house, you have a car, and you have 1 million in your account, that is all you are not owing, then that is your net worth. But a situation where you are living in a rented house, your car is on loan, you are paying gradually, then you are owing somebody or a company $10 million or $5,000 and all of that. People may actually see you that, wow, this person has all of this. But in essence, your net worth is not even positive. You are bankrupt. You don't have. Because all of those things you are owing them, you have to pay their liabilities. Same with plus and minus. So going forward, anytime we see minus, let's take it as owing. And anytime you see plus, let's take it as what you have, your own. Now, if we agree on that, you can easily tell me that if we say minus 2 plus 1, it means you are owing 2 and you have 1. If you are owing 2, you have 1, and you pay the one you have, you definitely pay what you have. What will happen here? You will still be owing 1. Since you will still be owing 1, it's also not positive. It is not your own. It is negative. So minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. Here is 2. I told you no sign here. It means plus 2. Here is minus 3. So 2 minus 3 is you have 2, then you are owing 3. You pay the 2 you have, you will still be owing 1. So gives you minus 1. And as a hint, anytime you are subtracting, if the number that comes first is smaller than the number that is second, then there is highly chance that you get a negative number. Now let's analyze this. Minus 2, you are owing 2. Plus 3, you have 3. So doing these two, if you are owing 2 and you have 3, you've paid, then you are left with 1. That one is your own, you are not owing. So we call that plus 1. So minus 5. So it means from here, we've broken it down to have plus 1 minus 5, which you may choose not to put plus here to have 1 minus 5. So 1 minus 5, you have 1, you are owing 5, you pay that, you still be owing 4. That gives you minus 4. So you've known how to add, how to subtract, and how to work with negative and positive addition. Now, what if you are somebody that likes something like this? Minus 2 minus 5. Here means you were owing 2 before, you squandered it, borrowed another 5. So everything you have here has become owing. That is minus 2 minus 5. You are owing 2, you are owing another 5. That is a big minus 7. And people do it a lot. You owe, you borrow again to join. There are other operations. Let's look at times, multiplication, and division. We have division. Now, looking at mathematics, there are areas of mathematics. The first basic area is number and numeration, where you look at number bases, percentage errors, basic mathematics like decimal places, place values, and so on. Then we have algebra, where you deal with basic expressions, basic equations, basic algebraic mathematics. Then we have a part of mathematics called geometry, which deals with shapes. Then we have trigonometry, which deals with the various sides and angles of a triangle. We have a branch of mathematics called calculus, where you study limits of functions, where you study differentiation, which is rate of change. Then you study integration and the applications of integration. We have a branch of mathematics that studies statistics, which is numbers and data. Then we have a branch of mathematics that studies probability. So what is the chance that something is going to happen or an event is not going to happen? There are other branches of mathematics, of course, but these are our areas or the areas which are focused on both general and further maths, number and numeration, algebra, geometry, trigonometry, calculus, statistics, and probability. Multiplication means times. If I give you 2 multiplied by 2, it means 2 times. That is 2 into 2 places. This is the same thing as 2 plus 2, and that is 4. So 2 times 2 is 4. If I give you 2 times 3, it means 2 into 3 places. And 2 times 3 is the same thing as 3 times 2. They are commutative. So 2 times 3 is 2 plus 2 plus 2. And that is 2 plus 2, 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. And it is the same thing as 3 times 2. So that is 3 into 2 places. 3 plus 3. And that is 6. This is times or multiplication for you. If I give you 8 times 2, this is 8 into 2 places. So you say 8 plus 8, that is 16. So 8 times 2 is 16. If I say 10 times 9, it is 10 into 9 places. That is 10, another 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 10 into 9. Then you add everything together. So 10 times 9 places, that should give you 90, if I am correct. And what is division? To divide, to break down. Remember, starting the class, I mentioned pizza. If you are given pizza, how do you share it? You said, okay, if you have 8 pieces to be shared among 4 persons, that would be 2. So we already said that, okay, 8 divided by 2 is equals, okay, 8 among 4. 8 divided by 4 is equals 2. If you have 10, 10 divided by 2, this is equals 5, right? Now, there are times where when you divide, your answer is not a whole number. You have fractions. Let's see something like this. If I say 9 divided by 3, no. If I say 9 divided by 2, look at it. If you have 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you have 9 and you are sharing it among 2 persons, when you observe this is 4 and this is 4. So if 2 persons, one takes 4, the other one takes 4, you are having a total of 8. So there is only one remaining. So the 2 cannot really take it in equal parts. They need to share this one. So this is no longer a whole, because if we have 9 markers, they are sharing it among 2 persons, and you say they must share it equally. This takes 4, this takes 4, that is 8. Only one is remaining. Then we split it and share. You take 1/2, I take 1/2. So I cannot say you have 5. You cannot say I have 5. I have 4 and a half, because the other one is not up to 1. That is the concept of fraction. It's not up to 1. Look at the situation where we are 3 persons sharing something. After sharing, 1 is remaining. What do? We'll have to break it into 3 and take one piece. Now, each one of us is now taking 1/3. So that is fraction 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. So you sum everything up to get the whole you are sharing. So here, 9 divided by 2, it will be 4. Remainder, how many? 1. 1. Then you say over the denominator, over 2. In fraction, we have one number at the top, one at the bottom. The one at the top is numerator, the one at the bottom is denominator. So when you share, you have your whole number, then the remainder will be at the top. Then at the bottom here, you put the whatever the denominator of the question you are solving is here. The thing is, these are just basic mathematics. As we proceed, we shall be doing all of these, various fractions, more of division, more of multiplication, more of everything. So let's see powers or exponents, which we shall discuss more of these when we get to indices and logarithm. If I give you 2 and I put 2 on top, that is power. That is 2 raised to the power of 2. So 2 raised to the power of 2 is 2 times 2. That is 4. 2 raised to the power of 3 is 2 times 2 times 2. That is 2 into 3 places. So you can take this to be likely or to be like what we did in multiplication. Because if I say 2 raised to the power of 4, it means 2 into 4 places. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Now, talking about powers, we have square. Square is power of 2. If I have anything raised to the power of 2, we say this is square. So this is 2 squared. If I have a raised to the power of 2, this is a squared. 2 squared is 2 times 2, and that is 4. That is how to work with square. The opposite of square is square root. If I have square root of 4, this will give you 2. So it means the square root of something is, or if it is another thing that when it multiplies itself 2 times, it will give you the number here. So if I give you 16 here, and I say square root of 16, this is the symbol. Any answer you will have is something that when the thing multiplies itself, it will give you what is inside of here. Take for example, if I give you 4 times 4, what does that give you? 16. Which means the square root of 16 is 4. Which means if the square root of 16 is 4, it means the square of 4 is 16. So they are inverse. That is the same thing as cube and cube root. If I say cube of 2, cube is raised to the power of 3. So if I give you 2 raised to the power of 3, this is the cube of 2. And this is 2 times 2 times 2. That is 8. Cube is different from cube root. Cube root is the opposite of cube or the reverse of cube. So if you hear cube, it's raised to the power of 3. But when you now hear cube root, it is now something like this. So instead of roots like this, you are putting 3 here. So cube root of 8 is 2. It's something that when it multiplies itself 3 times, it will give you what is inside here. So if you say 2 times 2 times 2, you get 8. Therefore, the cube root of 8 is 2. So please understand cube and understand cube root. Same thing, we have fourth root. Yes. If 2 raised to the power of 4 is equals 16, it simply means that the fourth root of 16 is equals 2. Because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 will give you 16. So if we have fifth root, sixth root, everything work on the same principle. We also deal with Roman numerals. Yeah, they're actually basics of mathematics, which you need to know the various Roman numerals, which we refer to as Roman figures. For example, if you have, this is 1 in Roman figure, our normal 1, 2 in Roman figure, 3, 4, 5 is V, 6 is VI, 7 VII, 8 VIII, 9 is IS, 10 is S, 11 SI, 12 SII, 13 SIII, 14 SIV, 15 SIV, V. 16, SVI. You see, SVI. 10 and 6. Then 10 and 7 is SVII. SVII. 10 and 8. So this is 10, this is 8. VIII. IS. So 10 and 9. SIS. 20. SS. So and so on. So you need to understand how Roman figures work. If you know 1 to 10, then you know 20, you know 30, 50, 100, then every other thing will be the same, because 101 will definitely be 1 added. Anything and 5 will be that one, add 5, V. So understand 1 to 20 and every other part of the Roman figures. So with this, I'll say welcome to mathematics, and the journey is going to be interesting for you, and you are going to find a lot of beautiful concepts. Your life is definitely not going to remain the same. Thank you.